Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Low Speeds live class. I don't see anybody in class yet, but I will go ahead and get started. And then if anyone joins, I'll just unmute everyone at the end of class and then we'll have discussion. All right, so we'll get started. All right, here we go. Ready? We're going to start off with some basic words to get our fingers going. Ready? Stomach, snap, spoke, tire, box, catch, skin, teacher, middle, note, yourself, haven't, lunch, tomorrow, breathe, clean, accept, appear, locked, bathroom, knock, movie, agree, offer, kick, form, confuse, lay, less, calm, slip, weren't, sign, lower, lift, dog, immediately, arrive, deal, tonight, usually, case, frown, shop, promise, scare, mum, couch, pay, state, wrap, pocket, slip, hello, free, huge, ride, bother, land, known, especially, expression, carry, ring, spot. All right, who joined us? Oh, hello, Nora. It's great to see you. Great to have you. All right, we're going to go ahead and move right into states and numbers. Okay, here we go. Ready? Pennsylvania, 36,082. West Virginia, 6,772. Rhode Island, 5,173. South Dakota, 9,475. Mississippi, 26,080. New Jersey, 91,650. Montana, 4,402. Wyoming, 5,108. Vermont, 1,112. Virginia, 25,903. Nebraska, 3,496. Missouri, 12,312. Kentucky, 23,502. Louisiana, 46,115. Michigan, 146,198. Nevada, 1,803. Oregon, 39,431. Maryland, 6,750. All right. Moving right into some briefs in sentences. You're going to hear possible, convenience, convenient, recognize, upon, particular. All right, here we go. Ready? It is not possible. What is convenient? We recognize the inconvenience. Are you particular about it? Please send full particulars upon receipt of this email. The store is not conveniently located. Were you recognized? It will depend upon a possible answer. I like the convenience. Richard is adept at recognizing possible problems. Depend upon it. It is a matter of convenience. We want that particular one. We rely upon your suggestion. What are the possibilities? Plan to use that particular one. I recognize them. It is convenient, or excuse me, is it convenient or not? 3 o'clock would be inconvenient. I recognize the convenience. Don't be so particular. It is a convenience store. He took it upon himself. We could possibly run some tests upon that when it is convenient. That is hardly possible. The possibilities are not pleasant. When would it be convenient to see you upon a matter of particular importance? It has all the conveniences of home. Were you recognized? I think recognizing the problem is half the battle. Mr. Richards is extremely particular. Could you possibly arrange to be here by 6 o'clock? If that is not convenient, we could possibly arrange another time, but I particularly want you to give us your advice on these possibilities. You can depend upon our discretion in the matter. We recognize that this is a particularly sensitive issue. All right. Moving right into words that have the ST, so we use the FT for ST. Okay, I'm going to give you the words before I give you the sentences, okay? Here we go. Mast, mist, fast, trust, boast, paste, cyst, last, taste, toast, trust, east, rust, best, least, fast, west, haste, post, just, test, crust, coast. Here are your sentences. It is the best paste I have used. The rust forms very fast. She boasted about her new post. Don't jest about the bad roast. Do you trust him to do the posting? Where does east meet west? I trust they removed the cyst. At least show good taste. I trust the toast is not burned. Make haste to lower the mast. The test is the least of my worries. Last month we did it in haste, but this time we hired an artist, and I trust it will be a better job. The new ad must be pasted up. I posted the email yesterday. Do I turn east or west when I reach the highway? You should eat the crust on your bread. My mom used to tell me that all the time when I was little. These days, somebody is always protesting something. Check the exhaust pipe on the truck. I just heard a funny noise. Now, I'm going to give you some words that have ST, so we use FT, but it also has ER, like faster and so on. Okay, I'm going to give you the words. Here we go. First one says sister, so we have a brief for that, SAUR. Doesn't really apply. Okay, here we go. Pester, duster, plaster, caster, master, Easter, jester, alabaster, faster, toaster, fester, poster, foster, coaster, roaster. Okay, here's your sentences. My sister uses a feather duster. I think he saw a ghost. Just let me know the answer. The toaster is not working. Don't pester me for a cookie. The caster came off the chair. I know I can master the course. It would be faster to do it my way. The twister destroyed the house. The statue is alabaster. You need to muster up some strength. Why don't you protest the decision? Do you trust him to tell the truth? The rust needs to be removed. The email was posted a week ago. The taste of the drug is bitter. He was exhausted after the race. My new shoes rubbed blisters on my heels. John has the role of the court jester. East is east and west is west. When is Easter vacation this year? Have you ridden the new roller coaster? Stop pestering me to go faster. All right, Stephanie joined us. Hi there. All right, moving right into our next drill. I have some words that start with either in or un, okay? In or un. Here we go. incognito, uninterested, incomplete, unorganized, incomparable, unable, inconsistent, uncooperative, incontinent, unavailable, inconvenient, uninhibited, inappropriate, undetermined, unlatch, inanimate, inane, unmanned, inability, unscramble, unsaturated, inundated, unyielding, inclusive, unwilling, inspired, undying, inadequate, unsophisticated. All right. I've got 2 more drills and then we'll get on to jury charge. I'm going to give you some consonant compounds. The first set starts with SN or SM. The second set starts with SP or SW. Okay, here we go. Ready? Sneer, smell. Snow, smart. Snit, smite. Snail, smoke. Snack, smack. Snare, small. Snag, smile. Sneeze, smock. Snoop, smear. Snooze, smog. Snot, smooth. Snore, smug. Spot, swell. Spare, swim. Spit, swat. Spat, swipe. Span, sweet. Spore, swear. Spoon, sweat. Spill, swan. Spike, swap. Spade, sweep. Space, swag. Spate, swore. All right, our last drill focuses on the 2 words on and onto. Oh, there's some on the as well. On, onto, on the. Okay, here we go. Ready? They put it on the platform. They put it onto the platform. Then Mary danced on the stage. Then Mary danced onto the stage. Feast your eyes on this. Feast your eyes onto this. Put me on your methods of operation. Put me onto your methods of operation. Place the book on the table. Place the book onto the table. The fly landed on the ceiling. The fly landed onto the ceiling. I put a bandage on my finger. I put a bandage onto my finger. Harry put paint on the walls. Harry put paint onto the walls. Hang on the string for me. Hang onto the string for me. We hopped on the bus. We hopped onto the bus. Ellie walked on the sidewalk going south. Ellie walked onto the sidewalk going north. The pillow was placed on the couch. The pillow was placed onto the couch. They put her on the schedule for Tuesday. They put her onto the schedule for Tuesday. I love that because so many times we'll make an error on those little words, you know, on to, kind of like a, and, with, what, all of those. All right. I'm going to give you one paragraph. I'm going to read this at 60, again at 80, and then again at 100, okay? You're going to hear plaintiff, defense, court, prosecutor, which is just PR, final R. Prosecute is just initial PR. Statute, justice, philosophy, federal, defendant, DFT or DEFT, attorney, TORN, judge, violated, bench. Don't forget your F or PB for the unch words. And then prosecuting, PR final G, okay? All right, so the first time is going to be at 60. Here we go. The plaintiff is represented by the prosecuting attorney. The prosecuting attorney conducts cases on behalf of the state or the people. The defense attorney represents the defendant. The judge, sometimes referred to as the court, administers the law in a court of justice. The seat that the judge occupies is referred to as the bench. The science or the philosophy of the law is referred to as jurisprudence. A statute is a law. When a statute is violated, the case will be presented by the prosecutor and the defense attorney. The various code books contain federal and state laws. Federal is capitalized when it is used to refer to the central government of the United States of America. Now, I didn't see jurisprudence until after I said it. So the way I write that is J-U-R-S, and then I just come back for P-R-U-N-S. So jurisprudence. Now, there might be, you guys might have another brief. So if you want to share it, feel free to type it down there. Feel free to do that. But that's how I write it, jurisprudence. Okay? All right, now I'm going to read this again at 80. Okay? The plaintiff is represented by the prosecuting attorney. The prosecuting attorney conducts cases on behalf of the state or the people. The defense attorney represents the defendant. The judge, sometimes referred to as the court, administers the law in a court of justice. The seat that the judge occupies is referred to as the bench. The science or the philosophy of the law is referred to as jurisprudence. A statute is a law. When a statute is violated, the case will be presented by the prosecutor and the defense attorney. The various code books contain federal and state laws. Federal is capitalized when it is used to refer to the central government of the United States of America. All right. I'm going to read this one more time at 100. Here we go. The plaintiff is represented by the prosecuting attorney. The prosecuting attorney conducts cases on behalf of the state or the people. The defense attorney represents the defendant. The judge, sometimes referred to as the court, administers the law in a court of justice. The seat that the judge occupies is referred to as the bench. The science or the philosophy of the law is referred to as jurisprudence. A statute is a law. When a statute is violated, the case will be presented by the prosecutor and the defense attorney. The various code books contain federal and state laws. Federal is capitalized when it is used to refer to the central government of the United States of America. All right. So hopefully that got easier. Okay. If we spend enough time on that literary. Let me see here. I think we have time. I'm going to do one jury charge, okay? But this time, instead of me doing it 3 times, I'm just going to read it. I'm going to start out at 60, work my way up to 100, okay? I'm going to start at 60, go to 80, and then 100. Okay, here we go. Ready? And we're going to start out with ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I know this is, you guys are, well, some of the students are still lower speed, so you can use L long A J S for ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Okay, so I'll kind of say it fast. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the written instructions now being given will be made available in the jury room during your deliberations. They must not be defaced in any way. Some of the instructions may be modified in writing or handwriting. Blanks in the pointed instructions may be filled in by actual handwriting. Also, portions of the instructions may have been deleted by lining out. You are not to be concerned with the reasons for any modifications that have been made. Also, you must disregard any deleted part of an instruction and not speculate either what it was or what is the reason for its deletion. Every part of an instruction is of equal importance. You are to be governed only by the instruction in its final form. If in these instructions any rule, direction, or idea be stated in varying ways, no emphasis thereon is intended by me, and none must be inferred by you. For that reason, you are not to single out any certain sentence or any individual point or instruction and ignore the others, but you are to consider all the instructions as a whole and are to regard each in the light of all the others. The court has endeavored to give you instructions embodying all rules of law that may become necessary in guiding you to a just and lawful verdict. The applicability of some instructions will depend upon the conclusions you reach as to the facts. As to any such instruction, the fact that it has been given must not be taken as indicating an opinion of the court that it will be necessary or as to what the facts are. If an instruction applies only to a state of facts which you find does not exist, you will disregard the instruction. All right. Now, I have some medical. I read this in the high speeds last week, and I didn't read it in mid speeds because I know that, there's some crossover there. So if you guys have heard it from the, the high live class, I figure, well, it's still good practice. And this is more like literary just because the question is so long, okay? But I'm going to give you a word list. Okay, so we've got autopsied. So the brief for autopsy is AUP. Chest organs, digestive organs, embalmed, embalmer, embalming, fatigue, internal organs, nasal cavities, oral cavities, pulmonary tuberculosis. Then we have tubercular, tuberculosis. Okay. All right. This is going to be plaintiff questioning. And again, it's really a long question. It's almost like you would consider this just straight matter. Okay. I'm going to start at 60 and work my way to 100, okay? Here we go. Ready? Now, doctor, assuming that while the claimant was still in school on summer vacation in 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012, and on some weekends and holidays in those years, he was employed in the undertaking business as a general helper. That in March 2013, after graduating from embalming school, he started to work regularly with his employer as an embalmer. That in July 2013, he was examined for life insurance and accepted. Assume that there was no record of tuberculosis in his family history, and outside of childhood diseases and the diseases mentioned in your report, he had no other diseases. That he worked regularly with only 1 or 2 days lost from work each year up to April 2007. In his first full year with his employer, he personally embalmed 54% or 167 of the firm's cases by himself, and assisted in embalming most of the rest of his employer's cases, numbering 308 from March 25, in an endeavor to get as much practical experience as possible with all the cases, and that his hours averaged from 12 a day, with occasional periods during the entire time of his employment of 18 hours without sleep, and his meals irregular. On some occasions, the continuous work extended into a 24-hour period. Assume that in the year 2004, he personally embalmed 149 cases out of 405 for his employer, and assisted with the balance of the 405. That in 2005, he embalmed 105 cases out of 445 and assisted in the balance of the cases. In 2006, he embalmed 125 cases out of 503 and assisted with the others. Assume further that his employer on May 22nd, 2007, wrote to the Durham County Hospital inquiring as to whether he would be able to resume his work of embalming, lifting, and carrying caskets with bodies after his discharge. The employer also stated that the hours of employment were most irregular, sometimes covering 24-hour shifts with a lot of physical work. prior to April 13, 2007, except for a period of 3 or 4 months prior thereto. The claimant had not experienced any excessive feeling of fatigue or noticed any night sweats or loss of weight, and that he had only an occasional slight cough, that his first intimation of any tuberculosis condition was revealed on a physical examination at the induction center in Durham on April 13, 2007, when he went into admission to the United States Army, and assume further that during the period of his employment, he states that he embalmed or assisted in the embalming of 17 autopsied cases of pulmonary tuberculosis and handled others which had other diseases, but he cannot specifically identify in the years from July 26, 2003 to September 2006, and that these particular autopsied tuberculosis cases, which are listed on Exhibit A, the dates and names in the record on a previous hearing, were sometimes partially autopsied in the presence in the hospital and then taken by him and his associates to the embalming room of his employer in Durham, where the digestive and other chest organs were removed and handled by him. Assume some of the body fluids came in contact with his skin, some of the embalming being done by him without the use of any rubber gloves, and that he smoked cigarettes during the course of such embalming, that some of the embalming work that he did was to clean the oral and nasal cavities by hand and to wash the nose, mouth, lips, and eyes and other parts of the tubercular body, and to sew up the mouth, the latter being performed by inserting his fingers into the mouth and stitching the lips closed, that on any of the 17 tubercular bodies listed on Exhibit A, which he did not have complete charge of the embalming and handling, that he assisted with the washing and sewing and removal of the internal organs. Assume that you and your staff at Durham County Hospital, upon his admittance on and after April 2007, found no history of any specific event to cause this disease, except at the medical conference summary in April 2007. Dr. Kelly stated as to his past history, probably professional contact. You have examined him as you have testified here today and as shown in your report marked Exhibit B. Now, can you state with reasonable certainty an opinion as to whether or not his work as an embalmer between the years 2003 and 2006 and the contacts with tubercular autopsied bodies listed on Exhibit A, which he had, as above described, were competent to have caused the tuberculosis condition, which you found on his admission to Durham County Hospital and your last examination on January 24, 2009. Well, it seems to me that that is a rather long and complicated question for me to answer, because it seems to me some of the parts included therein I would have no opinion about. As far as the actual exposure, the history that I obtained myself, I would like to elaborate on that. Concerning working conditions, hours, and the time he was a student, I really have no opinion on that. I know nothing about that at all. The only thing I have is a history of contact as given to me and elaborated by me in my communication to you. I would like to comment on that if I may. All right, so I know that was difficult, but great practice. Now I'm going to give you an easier Q&A. All right, so this is going to be your typical car accident. You're going to hear freeway, which is Froy, passenger, P-A-E-J, motorcycle, moik. Speed limit is S-P-L-I-M-T, splimit. Before the accident, B-E-X. After the accident, A-E-X. Side view mirror. There's a couple ways you can write that. You can either write it as S long U-F-M or S long I-F-M or just S-U-F-M. Either one, all of those work really. Let's see here. What happened? W-H-A, final P-D. How long? H-O-U-L-G. Impact is M-A-K-T, MACT. Vehicle, VEEK. Seatbelt, S-belt. Let's see. Point of impact is P-O-I-K-T, point. I gave you speed limit, splimit. Ambulance, blance. Window, woo, W-A-O. Okay, this is going to be defense. And I'm going to read this. How are we doing on time? 51. Okay, I'm going to read this at 80, and then I'm going to read it again at 100. Okay. Okay, so the first time is at 80. Here we go. Ready? Just to tie this up, you were on the freeway? Yes, sir. Your boyfriend was the passenger? Yes, sir. And it was him, not you, who first saw the motorcycle? Right. And then what happened? Well, he saw the motorcycle and told me to look at it. I followed his movements in both my rear view mirror and side view mirror. Sorry, rear view mirror is initial R, final FM. I noticed that he was going way faster than the speed limit. He was going all over the road. About how long before the accident was this? It was happening the whole time I saw him before the accident. Okay, so you saw him in your rear view mirror. He was driving all over the road. Describe for us how the accident happened. As he was getting closer to us, I checked my seatbelt to make sure it was secure. I had my boyfriend do the same. The man on the motorcycle sped up and attempted to pass us on our right. He swerved into our vehicle, and the impact was on the passenger side. Where was the point of impact? Well, it broke off the side view mirror on the passenger side. So towards the front of the door on the passenger's side. Right. What happened next? He bounced off of our vehicle. He was still going way faster than the speed limit. The motorcycle fell over in front of our car. My boyfriend yelled. I applied the brakes, but he was too close. Our vehicle rolled over his motorcycle, and this caused us to spin out. At the point of impact, the impact of you hitting the motorcycle as opposed to the impact of the motorcycle hitting your vehicle, were you aware of where the driver of the motorcycle was? No. So at that time, you had no idea of whether or not you ran over the driver. Is that correct? Right. That's why we called 911. Did you take any action before the ambulance arrived? Yes, I looked out of the window and saw him lying in the middle of the road. My boyfriend and I were talking about it. All right, so I'm going to read that one more time at 100, okay? All right. This time at 100. Here we go. Just to tie this up, you were on the freeway? Yes, sir. Your boyfriend was the passenger? Yes, sir. And it was him, not you, who first saw the motorcycle? Right. And then what happened? Well, he saw the motorcycle and told me to look at it. I followed his movements in both my rear view mirror and side view mirror. I noticed that he was going way faster than the speed limit. He was going all over the road. About how long before the accident was this? It was happening the whole time I saw him before the accident. Okay, so you saw him in your rear view mirror. He was driving all over the road. Describe for us how the accident happened. As he was getting closer to us, I checked my seatbelt to make sure it was secure. I had my boyfriend do the same. The man on the motorcycle sped up and attempted to pass us on our right. He swerved into our vehicle, and the impact was on the passenger side. Where was the point of impact? Well, it broke off the side view mirror on the passenger side. So towards the front of the door on the passenger's side? Right. what happened next? He bounced off of our vehicle. He was still going way faster than the speed limit. The motorcycle fell over in front of our car. My boyfriend yelled. I applied the brakes, but he was too close. Our vehicle rolled over his motorcycle, and this caused us to spin out. At the point of impact, the impact of you hitting the motorcycle, as opposed to the impact of the motorcycle hitting your vehicle, were you aware of where the driver of the motorcycle was? No. So at that time, you had no idea of whether or not you ran over the driver. Is that correct? Right. That's why we called 911. Did you take any action before the ambulance arrived? Yes. I looked out of the window and saw him lying in the middle of the road. My boyfriend and I were talking about it. All right. Oh, 6 o'clock. Perfect timing. Well, how did you guys do with the briefs, the car accident briefs? Did you find it helpful?
Yeah, I didn't know about the speed limit one. That was a really useful one.
Yes. Isn't that awesome? Splimit. I love that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. Let's see. And then just out of curiosity, how do you guys like to write side view mirror?
I'm just writing it out right now. I don't have a brief.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like to write it as S long I FM, but I know some students had said they write it as SUFM, S long UFM, or just SFM without any vowel. So I just, out of curiosity,
How do you do it?
I do S long I FM because I hear I like side. I hear the long
Yeah.
I, so I do S long I FM side.
I didn't have one for that. How do you write mirror?
I do. I always come back. I write mirror, MIR, come back for OR, mirror, or. But I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a brief for it. I'm sure there is. I mean, I would say because some people like to brief everything. Some people don't.
Oh,
At all.
there's one in my dictionary, MROR, which makes sense. MROR.
But doesn't that, because if you do MR, isn't it going to look like PL?
But plur is not a word.
Oh, you mean it's just MOR?
MROR.
MROR. Okay. Well, I guess that works as long as you don't think it's a PL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the M is here and then the R is here.
Yeah.
As long as you don't think it's PLOR. But yeah, that totally works.
Yeah.
That does work, and then it takes away a stroke,
Those words like that always kind of get me, like, even window.
Yeah.
So I like WAO. I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
I put that in.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And motorcycle, do you like using that moik?
Boik, yeah. Boik, yeah. And then a veek for vehicle, and the other ones I did have speed limit. I did split.
That's good. Passenger, do you like PAEJ?
I think I do PAE and G.
Okay, that works. Absolutely.
Yeah, that one I had to memorize because I needed an R in there, so I would probably float an R in there just to tuck it or something,
Yeah.
but I learned it with PAE and G. So
okay, that totally works.
So do you have like passenger side? Do you use DZ for side?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
So I do PAEJ and then the DZ for passenger side. And then driver side, I do DROI DZ for driver side. And then do you guys like to use before the accident, after the accident? Yeah, those are
Yeah.
amazing. AEX, VEX.
Well, I have the ones that I have, I don't necessarily really like. They haven't stuck. So what are yours
Oh, are you talking about,
before the accident?
I do BEX because accident's final X. So before the accident, I just do BEX. After the accident, I do AEX.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
think I have X as accident.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And then what about ambulance? Do you do Blance?
Blance.
Okay, good. Seatbelt, S belt.
Yeah, I have that too.
Okay, good. Point of impact is point.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I didn't have that one.
Yeah,
Poict.
that one is POIKT. Point of
Oh.
impact.
X.
And then impact is just MAKT. That one took me a while to get. When I was a student, I had to really work on impact.
I use KPW for the imp on the initial side.
Okay.
So impact, impart, like all of those, I use KPW is what I
Okay.
learned for imp
For
on
imp.
the initial side.
On the
But
init.
so it's KPW act.
Okay.
Tell me again I'm sorry, what is after the accident? AX?
AEX. AEX.
Okay.
After the accident, AEX.
I'm going to
So
see
it
if
doesn't
those
conflict with.
stick. Yeah, I think what we had, what I learned was BFR, BREFRX, and AEFRX. So FRX,
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fingers, a lot
Yes.
of keys. But it has not stuck, so I just end up writing it out. An accident, I have sedent, SDENT.
Okay. Yep. I used to do that, and then I changed it to final X when I heard about that because
I think I like that.
yeah, I write incident now as SDENT. I write it as
Yeah,
SD.
I do incident. Incident is SDINT and
Okay.
accident is STENT, but that doesn't, I like X. I'm going to try that.
Yeah. In fact, we teach that in theory now. Accidents just final X.
It makes sense too because it's always going to be part of a phrase, almost always. The
Yeah.
accident,
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes. And then you have before the accident, after the accident. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I like those. I'm going to play with those. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then for you guys, I don't know what you guys do with all the westbound, northbound, but I changed it up because it was so confusing. Like some had, WEB, and then it conflicts with web. So I just do, if it's northbound, I do NB, eastbound, EB, southbound, SB, and so it just makes, and same with, if it's like southerly, I just do initial S, final RL, northerly, NRL, easterly, ERL. It just makes it that much easier to not have to think about, oh, let's see, how was it written? So.
NB I have as the pound sign, the number sign. How do
Oh,
you write the number sign?
I don't. Are you talking about like with
So in my dictionary, I have it with an asterisk. NB with an asterisk is northbound, but like to make the pound sign, which is now hashtag.
Yes.
Yeah, that I have as NB in my dictionary. I never use that.
Right. And if they were to say hashtag, I just do hash. But yeah. Yeah, because then like with our numbers, like if we have 200, I would just do 2, come back for HUN, hun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
do that.
yeah. Because we never,
Interesting.
yeah.
I didn't even know I had these in my dictionary. Now eastbound is E with an asterisk, B.
Okay.
Westbound, northbound. What's the other one? Southbound?
Yep.
Yeah.
SB with the asterisks. Okay,
Yeah,
that
it's
works.
all with asterisk. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
pretty easy,
Yeah. Okay.
I
Thank
know
you.
I can get everything but westerly on this. I'm not sure. What do you use for westerly?
I do WRN, but I think on that brief packet it's WERN, Wern.
Oh, that's west. I mean, like westerly, or
But like
I have that
Whirl with an asterisk is what's in my dictionary.
world.
WERL with an asterisk.
but what if it's,
Westerly.
and then I use the L for westerly. Like if it was westerly, I would do WERL, and then west
Yeah.
do WERN.
Do you like to tuck? Do you like tucking? Like to throw in, like if you took that brief for westbound, well, I guess it's going to become 2 words anyway, if you do that, right?
Let's see here.
Whereas if it's westbound, it's 1 word, but if it's westerly bound, that's going to be 2 words.
Right, right. So then westerly is going to set it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, I know that was good. Good discussion, especially for everybody else that watches the recorded class.
Yeah.
Or if we have this discussion, they're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, tomorrow it will be the mid speeds. If you guys can join, it'll be from 9 to 10. I can't believe
In the
tomorrow's
morning.
already Wednesday. I had a funeral this weekend, so I had to go to Northern Nevada. So we got home late last night. So that's why we didn't have class yesterday, and it was postponed to today. So
Oh,
yeah. So, but tomorrow,
sorry.
yeah, thank you. It was my father-in-law, and it was very sudden. So, but tomorrow
Oh,
we'll have class
that's
and
all right.
9 to 10. So, thank you.
Okay, I'll think of you while I'm at work.
Oh, darn it. I know.
Awesome.
Well, if you can, watch the recorded.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like
All right.
this better. But thank you for doing this
Yes.
for us.
And who knows, like maybe, eventually Robert will add, add the, like if we have the low speeds, maybe he'll add that to the morning, and then the mid and high, maybe he'll add that to the evening or the morning as well. I mean, he could move it around too,
Yeah.
So, or have 2 so that it kind of, it kind of will help everybody. Because I think there's always people that say, oh, I can do mornings and not at night. And then other people, oh, I can do nights, but not morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you'll be happy to know we got a foot of snow at Mount Bachelor last night.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding. It's 43 degrees today.
Oh
I'm
my
freezing. I
goodness.
wasn't ready for winter. So,
No,
no.
usually it's by Halloween, not.
Yeah, we're about 25 degrees below normal right now.
Oh, yeah. And you guys had a rough winter last year.
Yep, here we go. I just won't.
Oh,
Anyway, I think it'll get warmer.
yeah, I'm sure it will. But
Yeah.
just a little reminder what's coming your way, huh?
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
well,
Well, you guys have a great night, and I will see you soon.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good
Thanks
night.
for joining live. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Guys. Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.